then very like had I had a sweetheart, Tralla, and a chest with heaps and heaps of gold. There he stood and sang in the rain, but yonder between the dark hazel bushes, the head of a little girl was peeping out. A long end of her shawl of red silk had become entangled in a branch which projected a little beyond the others, and from time to time a small hand went forward and tugged at the end, but this had no other result, further than to produce a little shower of rain from the branch and its neighbors. The rest of the shawl lay close round the little girl's head and hid half of the brow. It shaded the eyes, then turned abruptly and became lost among the leaves, but reappeared in a big rosette of folds underneath the girl's chin. The face of the little girl looked very astonished. She was just about to laugh. The smile already hovered in the eyes. Suddenly he, who stood there singing in the midst of the downpour, took a few steps to the side, saw the red shawl, the face, the big brown eyes, the astonished little open mouth. Instantly his position became awkward. In surprise he looked down himself. But in the same moment a small cry was heard. The projecting branch swayed violently. The red end of the shawl disappeared in a flash. The girl's face disappeared, and there was a rustling and rustling further and further away behind the hazel bushes. Then he ran. He did not know why. He did not think at all. The gay mood, which the rainstorm had called forth, welled up in him again, and he ran after the face of the little girl. It did not enter his head that it was a person he pursued. To him it was only the face of a little girl. He ran. It rustled to the right, it rustled to the left, it rustled in front, it rustled behind. He rustled, she rustled, and all these sounds and the running itself excited him, and he cried, "Where are you? Say cuckoo!" Nobody answered. When he heard his own voice, he felt just a little uneasy, but he continued running. Then a thought came to him, only a single one, and he murmured as he kept on running, "What am I going to say to her? What am I going to say to her?" He was approaching a big bush. There she had hid herself. He could just see a corner of her skirt. "What am I going to say to her? What am I going to say to her?" He kept on murmuring while he ran. He was quite near the bush, then turned abruptly, ran on still murmuring the same, came out upon the open road, ran a distance, stopped abruptly and burst out laughing, walked smiling quietly a few paces, then burst out laughing loudly again, and did not cease laughing all the way along the hedge. It was on a beautiful autumn day. The fall of the foliage was going on apace, and the path which led to the lake was quite covered with the citron-yellow leaves from the elms and maples. Here and there were spots of a darker foliage. It was very pleasant, very clean to walk on this tiger-skin carpet, and to watch the leaves fall down like snow. The birch looked even lighter and more graceful with its branches almost bare, and the rowan tree was wonderful with its heavy scarlet cluster of berries. And the sky was so blue, and the wood seemed so much bigger. One could look so far between the trunks. And then, of course, one could not help thinking that soon all this would be of the past. Wood, field, sky, open air, and everything soon would have to give way to the time of the lamps, the carpets, and the hyacinths. For this reason, the counselor from Cape Trafalgar and his daughter were walking down to the lake, while their carriage stopped at the bailiff's. The counselor was a friend of nature. Nature was something quite special. Nature was one of the finest ornaments of existence. The counselor patronized nature. He defended it against the artificial. Gardens were nothing but nature spoiled, but gardens laid out in elaborate style were nature turned crazy. There was no style in nature. Providence had wisely made nature natural, nothing but natural. Nature was that which was unrestrained, that which was unspoiled. But with the fall of man,